What's up, tubers? It's Tony, and if you have lost the key to your lug nut lock, or you have a stubborn lug nut that just won't come off because it's stripped, stick around. I'm going to show you the easiest way to remove these items. Tools you'll need to accomplish such a task: a hammer like such from Harbor Freight, Home Depot, or Lowe's, half-inch ratchet in the event you don't have access to a gun or some sort of air tool. You are going to need a pair of grip pliers. At some point in time, if you're doing this out in the street, you're going to have to lock your grip pliers around your socket like so. Harbor Freight sells these extraction tool kits. They're like 41 bucks. There are the different sizes. 41 bucks, Harbor Freight. Now, what I wanted to point out to you, and you'll need a 1/4 inch driver. I use this driver primarily for the purposes of banging on it. I've destroyed this end and that end, and that's why I painted it white so that I know what it's for. Now, what I do have, guys, is a dedicated socket set that's primarily used for removing stubborn lug nuts or stripped lug nuts or locks that you have lost the key to. 12 points. Okay. What does 12 point mean for those of you that are not familiar with tools? If you count one of those little grooves and go all the way around, you'll come back and notice that there are 12 of them. That's a 12-point socket. Okay. Now, how do you remove a lock that you've lost the key to? Typically what I do is I take a socket that's a little bit bigger than the lock. And in this case, I think this is a 19 millimeter lug nut, and I'm using a 3/4 inch socket, 12-point socket. And what you want to do is take your hammer and slowly tap that socket over your lock. Now, you don't want to go whales on this part of the socket, because I've used this same socket, I don't know, 25, 30 times easily. You can put a piece of wood here and then tap it. And what you want to do is when you're tapping, I just wanted to point this out to you, as you're tapping that socket over the lug nut or the lock, you want to try and drive it to about right there, okay? Not all the way down here. Try your best to drive it to about right there. That's more than enough for you to then take a 1/2 inch ratchet or a gun and turn this out. Getting your socket to lock over the lock or lug nut, that's the easy part. If you drive this thing way down, guys, it's going to be hard to get out, especially if you don't have a bench vise where you can mount this thing and bang it out. How do I get it out? I take my grip pliers and grab the socket, and then I take my 1/4 inch driver, and then you just have to go banging on this until you break it free. Now, this socket will slide through the vice grip multiple times, so be prepared to hit this thing 15 times. And what you'll do is, as you're banging, if you're like right here, as you're banging, eventually the socket will start moving back. The lock will move towards the end of the socket, and then eventually you'll drive it out. If it's way down here, of course, you're going to get it out, but it's just going to be a longer process. So again, try to be no deeper than right there. And that's how you remove a lug nut lock that you've lost the key to, or a stripped or stubborn lug nut. Always remember to spray a little bit of PB Blast on stubborn lug nuts that are rusted. Spray a little bit of PB Blast back there. Give it about 5 minutes or so to do its job, and then try and remove it. All right, folks, I hope today's video has been helpful. Thanks for watching.